Welcome back to Winners and Losers, the show that looks at the highs and the lows from around world football. As you can see, as he is every week, the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Van Straten is sat to my right. And our first winner today simply has to go to La La Land. Saw it on the weekend.
It's charming, isn't it?
Absolute delight. But we are here to talk about 11 men kicking about a football. And the first winner, Patrick, who is it? Tell the crowd.
It's Gabriel Jesus, the Son of God.
Hallelujah.
Oh my goodness me. What a game for him.
Yes.
Swansea, as Man City moved up to third in the league with that 2-1 win. Jesus grabbed both goals.
Indeed.
Incredible scenes. They've now moved above Arsenal back into third place. Like I said,
Big
1
result.
point behind second place Tottenham. They've won 11 home league games in a row against Swansea now. The Swans do not have a pleasant time at Man City. This is despite the fact that they've beaten Man United away, they've beaten Arsenal away, they've taken points off Chelsea, all in their Premier League time.
Yeah. Jesus.
Anyway, City dominated possession in this
Yeah.
game. They had nearly 70% of possession and 89% pass completion. And Yaya Toure and Fernandinho were central to that. Interesting things they were doing with Fernandinho, kind of dropping into a full-back role, which we had heard talked about at the beginning of the season. But Leroy Sané, I want to talk about him as well before Joe tells you about Jesus. He was fantastic, completed 7 dribbles and got the cross in for Jesus' winning goal. He's really coming into his own.
He is, but we can only talk about the one and only Gabriel Jesus. Of course, keeping Sergio Aguero out of the team.
Yeah.
This is Sergio Aguero, who has 18 goals in all competitions. He's not having the worst season of his life by any means. I mean, there's now talk that Sergio Aguero is going to leave in the summer. Jesus is going to replace him permanently. Apparently Chelsea, very, very interested. That really worries me. Atletico Madrid as well, and Real Madrid. But you can see why Pep loves him. He was so influential in this game. He had 53 touches, 37 passes, created 3 chances, was very, very effective when he dropped deep. Had 4 shots and 3 of those went on target, and of course got 2 vital goals. He's made 3 appearances for City this season, 3 goals, 2 starts, 3 goals. Very impressive for a 19-year-old. Of course, was fantastic for Palmeiras, got 11 goals in 19 games out in Brazil, but that transition to Europe is a hard one. Not many players do it successfully. Neymar's done it successfully recently, but we've seen tons of players flop in that transition from South American football to the Premier League. Gabriel Jesus, however, is thriving, but is he the man to replace Sergio Aguero permanently? And where is Sergio Aguero going to go? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, why did I go Russian?
First up in the losers, and they're becoming a fixture. It's Liverpool, mate. Oh, dearie me.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. 2-0 away at Hull City.
Big
A resurgent
game,
Hull
huge game.
City, nevertheless. Liverpool have now dropped 12 points in their last 5 Premier League games. Bearing in mind, this is a team who only dropped 9 points in their previous 16 games.
Oh my God.
In 2017, Liverpool's record stands at 10 games played, 1 win. And that was against Plymouth, 4th tier Plymouth. It's really starting to unravel for Jurgen Klopp. He's lost 5 of his past 8 matches in all competitions. That's as many as he lost in his previous 32 as Liverpool boss. And I hate to draw comparisons, but the last time he went 5 consecutive league games without winning was with Borussia Dortmund in 2015.
Oh, in that horror season.
And we all know what happened in that black hole of a final campaign with Borussia Dortmund when absolutely everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Now, I'm not saying it's a similar situation because he still hasn't had quite enough of a chance to implement his style on that squad, I don't think. I still think he's got a transfer window in him and he'll make massive adjustments in the summer. But you've got to say to Hull, and under Marco Silva, he's proven everyone wrong. They look unbelievable.
Yes, he has, despite being foreign, which, as we know, is a major problem in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, there were people like Paul Merson and Phil Thompson saying that job should go to a good
British
English
jobs for
manager.
British men.
It should go to an English manager like Thierry Henry. That was the guy they put forward for it. You know, born and raised in England, as everyone knows. But look, Marco Silva's record so far has been absolutely sensational.
It has.
First 4 Premier League games, he's got 7 points, which is as many as Hull took in their previous 18 Premier League games. And to put that into perspective, let me tell you the teams that they got those points against. Chelsea, 0 points, did not beat them. Bournemouth beat them, 3 points. United drew with them. Liverpool beat them. These are tough fixtures.
Yeah.
And they beat United in the League Cup. Yeah, they still went out, but they still won that game.
They did.
He couldn't change everything.
Momentum.
They're very, very good at the moment, and they're hard to beat. But this was their first clean sheet of the season at home.
Deary me.
Which is not what you call tremendous. But Silva at home, 4 wins, 10 scored, 2 conceded.
Ooh, the KCOM Stadium becoming a fortress.
Oh yeah, it is a fortress indeed. And actually Arsenal will kill for that home record at the moment. But Hull are now 1 point off 15th place Middlesbrough. It's opened up that relegation battle. But who will be the 3 to go down? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Over to Italy now for our next winner. And my word, was there a brutalisation in Bologna? Oh yes, Napoli beat Bologna 7-1 away from home. Napoli now 6 points behind Juventus after the Bianconeri beat Inter last night.
Yeah.
Napoli unbeaten in 17 games in all competitions. They've actually lost fewer games than Juventus. They've only lost 3 while Juventus have lost 4, but they've got 6 draws and that is what is hampering their title challenge. But Marek Hamšík, already a club legend, absolutely ridiculous last night. I believe it was his first senior hat-trick he got, and it was glorious. The last one, a curler from outside. Sensational. He's now second on Napoli's all-time top scorers list. He's got 109 goals. You know who's top on 115? Diego Maradona, mate. He's coming for you, mate. Hamšík is coming for you. He is, and it's not just the coke speaking this time, Diego. But we move on now to possibly my favourite player in world football, Dries Mertens, the pocket rocket. I want to get him out of my pocket, just pat him on the head and go and score me a hat-trick, Dries. This guy is ridiculous. His 3rd hat-trick of the season, of course. The other 2 came in consecutive games. He is on flames this season. 16 goals in 15 Serie A matches. The top scorer in the Italian league. He's also got 4 in 4 in the Champions League. He's doing wonderful things in the absence of Gonzalo Higuain. In his last 10 games, wait for this. Slow pause, because this is insane. 764 minutes played. It's not that many. 14 goals. Oh my God. 4 assists. That's a goal involvement every 42 minutes. What on earth is Dries Mertens drinking in the morning? Because believe me, it must be more than a fucking latte. Even more predictable than Liverpool, Valencia are in our losers yet again this week. They lost 4-0 against Eibar at home. Los Che, more like Los Che Plot. That was a good one. He really wants to smile, but Valencia fans won't be smiling. 6 points above the relegation now in 15th. And Eibar, you've got to be beating them at home if you want to stay in this division. Sergio Aguero, of course, got the first after 28 minutes, and in the story of Valencia's season, they gave away a penalty, and there was a red card before half-time. That's the 2nd red card in 2 games for Valencia. Valencia have also conceded the most penalties in the league, and the structure of the club is coming back to haunt them. Simone Zaza had another mare. 4 shots, no goals, unacceptable signing in January. The whole club is falling apart. The fans are fuming. They were booing them at half-time. What's going wrong, Pato? Well, like you say, the red card was a real problem for them in this game. Look, Eibar are not a possession team. In their last match, they had 42% of possession, and that was against Deportivo La Coruña. So you'd expect Valencia to hog the ball in this game, but because of that red, they only managed 48% of possession. They had 1 shot on target to Eibar's 7. They only had 8 shots in total. Only 4 of their players had a shot at all. In their next 3 games as well, things don't get any better. They start with 13th place Betis, then they go to 7th place Athletic Bilbao, and then they end up with leaders Real Madrid. Ooh. Things are looking bleak. So 2 losses on the bounce could easily turn into a horrible run. And like Joe says, relegation zone is right there. Valencia are hovering, but will they go down? Let us know in the poll right up there. Our next winners are from the sweet section. It's the Toffees. It's Everton, Pato. What a link. What a goal frenzy. Yes. Against Bournemouth, they won 6-3 at home. They were 3-0 up at half-time, and 4 goals were scored in the last 11 minutes. This was the ultimate entertainment for the neutral. Yeah. In the 5 games that Everton have played in the league this calendar year, they've scored 15 goals, and this was a great way to celebrate Ronald Koeman's 100th Premier League game. They're now up in 7th. They haven't lost a game since they played Liverpool all the way back in December, which I think we remember was a little bit of a scabby loss as well in the last minute. Yeah. They've already won more points at home this season with 25 than they did in the whole of last season when they got 23. And you know who was good in this game? You won't believe it, but it was Ross Barkley. He scored and assisted despite being shit and got a very good rating. He got 9.9 from the good folks at Who Scored. That was only bettered by one man. And who was that man, Joe?
It was, of course, Romelu 4 goals Lukaku on the day. What
fantasy team.
An ultimate performance this was. Of course, takes him to the top scorer in the Premier League, those 4 goals on 16. He's scoring a goal every 125 minutes for Everton this season. His influence cannot be underestimated. He's so clinical. 4 shots in this game, 4 goals, and he's already got 16. He's only 2 goals away from his total tally last year of 18. So he is a monster. I mean, he's 23 now, and in 7 of his 8 professional seasons, he's got 15 or more goals. Wow. That is ridiculous. For a 23-year-old, there's no wonder the likes of Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Chelsea are sniffing around him. He would cost a shit ton, but he is one of the most clinical young strikers in world football. What a performance from the Toffees, and what a performance from Romelu Lukaku.
Our final loser is Sam Allardyce, the greatest foreign manager ever to grace the Premier League, lost 4-0 to former club Sunderland this weekend.
Yeah, the godfather of football certainly gifting David Moyes some favours on the weekend. Palace actually had 65% possession and they still lost 4-0. They had 21 shots, they still lost 4-0. 7 corners and they still lost 4-0. It's mainly because they conceded 3 goals in 3 minutes in that first half.
Yeah, that's
an absolute collapse. They've lost 8 of their last 9 Premier League games at Fortress Selhurst Park. In fact, that was the Godfather's worst scoreline at half-time in his whole managerial career. 4-0 down at half-time. And of course, then Palace fans, the ultras, the flag wavers, tried to get on the pitch and fight the players and the managers. It's all gone wrong for Crystal Palace, but for David Moyes, what a Saturday.
Yeah, it's their 2nd Premier League win in their last 12 games.
Wow.
What an incredible run of form they're on. Jermaine Defoe, though, is having a legitimately great season. It's actually his 3rd best Premier League season. He's got 14 goals. 6 in his last 6 against Crystal Palace as well. So a real bogey player for them. But Adnan Januzaj, fantastic first half. 4 passes, just 4 passes, but 2 of them turned into assists. Also got a yellow card, so all-rounder. That's the main thing.
Clinical assister.
And Jack Rodwell.
Finally done it.
He was on an incredible run. This was going to be his 37th start without winning. But at half-time, he must have thought, can we hold on?
Let's do this.
Anyway, first win in a match he started in 1,370 days. That is incredible stuff. So well done to Sunderland and commiserations to Crystal Palace. Big Sam, you better get a bucket, mate, because there's a hole in your boat.
Right, it's shout-out time. You guys have been sending in your suggestions all weekend to me and Pato. If you want to do it next week, make sure you hit us up on Twitter in the winners category. Rashita Reddy says Monaco, of course, beat Nice and remain the top scorers in Europe. They are on fire. Mark Hattersley, possibly the smartest bloke I know. Exeter City and David Wheeler. He has 8 goals in 7 games. The Grecians are on the best form in the whole of England. 12 games unbeaten. We're marching up the League 2 table. And Jason Cooper has the final shout out in the winners category. He says Hoffenheim. They got back on track this weekend.
Yeah, shout out in the losers category. Tyler Peerless says Arsenal. Obviously, they lost 3-1 away at Chelsea, and he says they're out of the title race. Though, to be fair, I think everybody except for Chelsea is out of the title race. Captain Charisma, which is a bold name, setting high expectations there. Bayern Munich 1-1 draw. Missed the chance to pull clear. Not that charismatic, but accurate. And Ante Vukovic, who said Brighton, they drew and they're slipping behind Newcastle in the Championship. Yes, thanks for those suggestions, and don't forget to get them in for this week as well.
Moment of the weekend then has to be Uri Alvarez making his comeback against Barcelona on the weekend for Atletico Bilbao after being diagnosed with testicular cancer and recovering in just weeks. What a man. What a man. Well done, Uri. Well done, Uri. What should they do next, Pato, before they leave us?
You should head over to Eurofootball Daily and check out the Euro Roundup, which this week features Chelsea, Dortmund, Barcelona. It's going to be an absolute stonker. And as ever, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.
He stole my line. Sayonara.
Sorry, mate.